Hello, everyone. I'm Kirsten.
And I'm Megan. And together,
we're ex-Mormon Snark.
Yay! Welcome to the show.
On this channel, we are trading testimonies for truth bombs.
And we're going to serve up all of the ex-Mormon tea, plus a little coffee, tobacco, alcohol, and a side of Snark. Right. And we're here to tell you all the things the missionaries won't tell you, because there's a lot that they don't tell you.
And to be fair, I think, and this is my personal opinion, that they don't tell you because a lot of times they don't know. I mean, I personally have heard stories of missionaries that teach what they were taught to teach and don't find out until later the actual truth in the history and are very bothered by it. So,
right. I've known a lot of people who go out on their mission and it's actually someone investigating the church who will ask them a question and they'll be like, what? By the way, we're not supposed to call them investigators anymore. Now they're friends.
What?
Yeah, there's a whole list of vocabulary that's changing. The church has removed all of the Moroni's from maps and their crosses now. They are really trying to whitewash the image of the church.
Well, I did know one of my friends that has recently left the church said that they are making like Facebook groups for investigators or friends, whatever they're called now.
Right.
That has no mention of Mormonism on it, but then like invites you to come to church and like never mentions that it's Mormonism. So that to me is insane. It's literally like catfishing people that come to the LDS church.
That's entrapment. Wow. It's kind of like a few years ago when they would say that they were just teaching English lessons. They would go to a foreign country and they would say, how would you like to have a free English lesson, free English classes, and then they would say, come to church with us, and people were not having it. So they get stopped. So they have to keep coming up with these catfishing schemes. It's crazy. Yes, exactly. So it's September 17th, 2025. Charlie Kirk was just shot last week by a Mormon, former Mormon, wasn't practicing, but was raised Mormon. And the church came out with this statement like immediately after it happened that said that they reject lawlessness, but they've been lawless their entire existence. They literally left the country so that they could practice polygamy, which is marrying more than one wife, because it wasn't allowed in the United States. And then when they became a state, they were like, okay, but you have to stop polygamy. And they were like, cool, we will. And then the government was like, no, for real this time. And they're like, all right, we're really going to stop it now. And then they sent people to Canada and Mexico to practice polygamy. And then when Reed Smoot became a senator or was about to become a senator, they had all these hearings and they made him answer, are you guys still practicing polygamy? And he was like, definitely not. Hey, they want you guys to stop for real or else they're not going to make me a senator. So knock it off.
Seriously, like we have to stop.
Like for real this time, for real. And then, fast forward a few years, and this was just a couple years ago, that the corporation of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints was fined $5 million for making fake shell companies and filing false papers with the SEC.
Well, before that, Megan, they got in trouble too with like civil rights and everything because they were excluding people of color from having the priesthood and going into the temple. And literally, God changed his mind suddenly to let them have it when they were threatened with having their a nonprofit exempt status revoked. Yeah. Sorry, I couldn't think of the word for a second. But when they were
that in 1978 God changed his mind about Black people.
So
I wonder if that'll get a copyright strike.
It was less than 20 seconds. It's fine.
Oh man.
Yeah.
As the LDS Church continues to build temples all over the world, even though they don't have enough members to staff those temples. But with $300 billion, what else are you going to do but buy a bunch of land and build a bunch of $50 million buildings?
Yep.
It's kind of believe.
Yeah, I mean, you and I have kind of talked about this, but it's as true as it is when I very first said it, that with the SEC getting involved, they're now buying up real estate to kind of mitigate some of those funds or charges or, you know, whatever it is. That's kind of where they've decided to put more funds to. I don't know, hide it. I don't know. They're just
right. Well, because they're
now instead of leaving it in the market.
Yeah, they're a tax exempt organization, so they don't ever have to pay property taxes. And now they are the wealthiest landowners in the United States, and they own the majority of property in at least 4 states. I know for sure Florida, Kansas, of course Utah, and I don't think Texas, but I know there's at least one more. I have to look it up.
I have no clue, but I believe you because they own a lot. But like you said, what else are you going to do with $300 billion?
Exactly. I mean, besides feed the poor and needy, which they're not doing.
Yeah. I mean, every time I see where they're like, we donated $1 million to Katrina, like that really infuriated me because I was like, the church has more than enough money to completely rebuild every single home for every single person that lost theirs. And they chose not to. You know, $1 million to them would be like us donating $5. Like, I'm not exaggerating.
Exactly, you know? Right.
It's nothing. It's nothing compared to the amount of assets that they have and the compound interest they're making on a daily basis.
Right.
So
it's ridiculous. And I've often said too, you know, if you want to make the argument that, okay, like it's our money, we want to spend it how we want to, fine. So just take care of your very own members. Yeah. There are so many Mormons who are living in poverty right now, and the church is still telling them to pay their tithing instead of feeding their children. In fact, I have a clip I can play.
If a destitute family is faced with the decision of paying their tithing or eating, they should pay their tithing.
I hate that with my whole heart, and I have experienced it personally, being told that. So,
yep, me too. Also, here's another super attractive one. It'll take a second to load.
I'll allow it.
Thank you. So gracious.
He made a promise to his children that he would open the windows of heaven and pour out a blessing that there shall not be room enough to receive it. Not only that, tithing will keep your name enrolled among the people of God and protect you in the day of vengeance and burning.
Burning. I got told more than once that paying my tithing was fire insurance.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. I was told that too. They thought it was so clever.
Yeah.
Clever, but it's really, am I allowed to say bad words now? Oh, yeah. It's really fucked up. Okay. I hate it. I hate it because, no, like me giving you money is not going to make sure I don't burn in hell. I assure you, I'm going to hell for a lot of other reasons. So
I too am going to hell, but not for that.
Well, yeah.
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 I've got one more.
I love Jeopardy. Can I just say that? It makes me feel smart. When I get the answers right, I'm like, yeah, yes, Jeopardy winner.
We'll do a whole episode on tithing.
Yeah.
I would like to remind everybody to please subscribe. This is a brand new channel. And if you find this content helpful, not only like, but please share it with somebody else who needs a good laugh about Mormonism or who just wants to learn more about why Mormon's Mormon and how.
And I would like to say too, that we have a lot of fun, but also we truly are people who were very, very deep in Mormonism. I had a lot of unique experiences being in, I guess, more leadership roles in the church Megan has as well. I got to be privy to a lot of conversations that I think the average LDS person does not get to be part of. You know, we've been in spaces that we've seen and heard and understand a lot of things that I truly think the average LDS person, you know, doesn't get to see and hear and experience. And so we want to be able to shed light on those things as well, kind of a peek behind the curtain, so to speak, so we can really show what's going on, what are the conversations that are being had, and to laugh about it, because there are so many stories that are just absolutely ridiculous. And we have to laugh that we once not only participated in these things, but believed them and took it as normal, everyday things, and look back and I'm like, what the actual fuck was going on?
That's normal. That seems totally normal.
It's totally normal.
Kirsten and I each have an individual channel. Mine is at _verse, which is the home of the Midlife Revolution podcast. It's everything at the intersection of healing from narcissism and true crime. And I also do one-on-one coaching from anybody for anyone who is deconstructing high demand religion, or who needs help healing from narcissistic abuse, or just in general needs somebody to take a look at the outside of their life and see how I can help you take the next step to do the next thing that's going to make your life more peaceful.
Yes, and she's awesome at it. Not that I'm biased or anything. I'm just in my own channel, which hopefully will be up and running very soon when I actually post things. Mine is at casual.advice, CASHUAL.advice. I am in the financial industry. I want to go ahead and give career and money tips to people who maybe haven't been exposed to that sort of education, and just kind of give hope to those that are needing a little bit of a boost right now. I was a single mom leaving Mormonism, making $11 an hour, to now being a financial professional making 6 figures, and that was only in 5 years. So I want to go ahead and share all of that with you guys.
Love it.
We're all, I mean, if nothing else, we are survivors. If you've been through Mormonism, like, you got this. There is nothing else that could be worse than that.
Oh man, so true. Well, I love you, and thanks for everything.
I love you. I'm excited to be here and doing this with you. I wouldn't want to deconstruct all of this with anyone else.
Me either. I love it. And don't forget, everyone,
the Lord does not need your money.
Truer words have never been spoken.